once that level gets kicked up and you start name calling me out my name and stuff, best believe I don't care if your mom, dad, auntie, uncle, grandma. It's a switch for me. It's really, I get real gangsta. Ease up. It's just jokes. All right, we go. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the GoGettah Dré, and checking in. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about something that's come up, and I'm not coming off the Go Get It show, but this is definitely a little bit everything podcast. So I'm a man that wears different hats and everything. So definitely want to touch on that situation that just happened recently with Kirk Franklin, right? Yeah, I'm not really going to talk too much as far as the details of that situation because I don't know. And one thing I do when it comes down to certain situations like that, I don't pick a side because I don't know both sides. If you want me to pick a side, I gotta know, the full story. I can't just choose because I heard Kirk Franklin and whoever's on Kirk Franklin's side speak. Didn't hear anything really from the young man. If there's something out there, definitely put me on game. I could look at it and adjust my take or whatever the case may be on that specific situation. But I do want to talk about um, parent and children relationships, right? A family dynamic. Um, One thing that I am seeing a lot of is I'm seeing a lot of Kirk Franklin support, which is awesome. I'm personally from the Christian community where I grew up in church, all of that. Grew up on Kirk Franklin's Stomp, Imagine Me, Living Free, Trusting You Totally. Like Kirk Franklin, my guy. Like I get down with Kirk, right? And I am happy to see that there's a lot of support that he's getting. A lot of people who are, you know, not beating him down for whatever he said. Because I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with what he said per se. I mean, maybe because I'm from the hood or whatever you want to call it. That's just normal talk. My parents never talked to me like that, but I have friends, relatives, uh, things I've seen in the street, school, etc. Like that's kind of like normal. Um, but I understand especially when it comes to like the Christian community, they ain't playing that game. Like you get canceled for real with cursing and profanity. Like they take that seriously, and rightfully so. If you're being holy out thou, you should keep your vocabulary a certain way. But shout out to Kirk. You said what you had to say. You felt disrespected, or you felt whatever the case may be. The approach that I want to take on this, right? A lot of things I have been seeing online outside of just the support is like now there's a bashing of uh Kirk's son, and I forget his name, Kerrion, whatever his name is, right? Um, I'm not condoning what he did, right? He recorded a personal conversation. That's weird to me. That's super weird. Like I don't record phone conversations with anybody. That's just not what I do. Um, even if we're having like an issue, the only time I would ever like share that information is probably to like my 2 or 3 friends that I'm trying to vent to. But like as far as that information getting out or anything like that, I'm not doing that. So the thing that I did not like about the response he's getting from people is that people are like, "Oh, that's your parent, that's your dad. You gotta respect." All right, this is gonna be a very unpopular opinion, but shout out to all the parents, the guardians, the aunties, the uncles, everybody. This is one thing that you have to understand, especially dealing with your children, okay? And I'm only speaking like this because I don't have any children, and I was once in a position where, you know, my parents could say whatever they wanted to say to me, and I get slapped if I respond, right? There's no way anybody, and this is including parents, auntie, uncle, you will never curse me out, talk crazy to me, anything, and won't get that same energy in return. I think I think people miss this thing where you would respect everybody else in the world, But when it comes down to your children, you don't feel like they deserve respect. You will respect your boss. You will respect your neighbor. You will respect the person on the street, your doctor, everybody. But your own offspring, you don't respect them. It's kind of backwards to me. And I just look at it from a way where, growing up, I'm not going to get too personal because, families all have whatever issues. But, you know, I think all of us had this thing where, your parents could say whatever, even if they wrong, right? They can say whatever they want. They're going to get away with it. Why? Because they birthed you. They're taking care of you. They're doing X, Y, and Z. Cool. I don't believe that children should, voice their opinions like that kind of aggressiveness. No. But one thing I don't agree with is if you're going to curse your kid out, there's a difference between cursing at someone and, cursing to them. If you get what I mean. Like, cursing at someone is like, oh my God, I can't believe you freaking did this, right? Versus, yo, you're a freaking idiot. You a ban, right? If you don't know what ban is, it's itch, ass, igga, right? That's the acronym, don't steal that. Okay, that's something that I got going on there. But if you're gonna talk to anybody like that, what makes you think that you're not gonna get retaliation? Now, I'm not encouraging or even saying that it's okay for, kids to slap their parents, talk back vocal. But if you gonna curse at your kid, what make you think that they just supposed to sit there and take that? Oh, you know what happens? You curse at your kid, and then instead of them talking back to you that way, they go to school talking like that, and then you gonna bomb on them again for talking to people like that. It's kind of backwards. So I'll give you my kind of my take on that, right? Personally, if you have a teenager, young adult, and I'm going through different age groups. So especially because that whole Kirk Franklin situation was two adults talking, right? And then people, I see a lot of people like, yo, Ricky Smiley, a lot of people just like, yo, you're wildin', okay? We talking teenager, young adult, grown ass person, right? You talk to someone like that, there will be a rebuttal. And that's and people be like, oh, you shouldn't talk to your parents. And I totally agree with that. Like, I don't, and here's the thing, like, personally, I don't talk to my parents that way, like how Kirk and Homeboy did. Even if we have a dispute or something like that, I don't talk like that to them because they don't talk that way to me. We can have a conversation. We could be at odds and have a conversation and discuss whatever feelings we have so we could come to a resolve. Once that level gets kicked up and you start name calling me out my name and stuff, best believe I don't care if your mom, dad, auntie, uncle, grandma. It's a switch for me. It's really, I get real gangster. Like, I get real gangster because a lot of times, a lot of trauma or a lot of issues that we have as individuals, they come from our loved ones, right? Like, that energy, that compassion to want to like that anger that people have built up, the traumas, the mental abuse, the emotional abuse, a lot of times it comes from our inner circles, our parents, our grandparents. Now I'm not saying just for me, right? Because I came from a good household. So if I got parents or family who's going to watch this, I am not referring to you. And one, don't start talking to me like that because you will get that, but we don't get down that way. So this is disregarding the GoGettah Dré family. This is just talking in general. Like, because I don't know the ins and outs of that situation where Kirk and his family, you know, regardless of whatever homeboy said, the kid, if he says something to tick his dad off, I don't condone none of that neither because there's kids that do stupid things. I'm not advocating for kids or children to get back at their parents. I am advocating for keep the same energy, right? You cannot, I repeat, you cannot disrespect anybody and expect that person not to say anything, especially if they have a voice and they can voice their opinion. Okay? Like, I don't understand that how you could aim in one side without knowing the full story. Like, you can aim in one part. Unless somebody did something drastically wrong, great. But, like, if you understand, like, granted, if Kirk had a outburst like that, that ain't the first time. Like, let's give it 1,010. That ain't the first time that actually happened. So, yeah, I'm not telling y'all to put the blame on my man Kirk because I bangs with Kirk. I'm still going to big Kirk music. Listen, this whole cancel thing y'all got going on, I ain't canceling half the people. I'm still jacking Tory. But, that nevertheless, don't cancel me for saying that Tory make good music. So, in conclusion, right? Respect is the key factor. If you're a parent, adult, and you have seniority or authority, or you're a guardian of someone, just because they're under your wing doesn't mean you get to disrespect them. Because if you say you love that person, that energy shouldn't be there. Because I'm telling you, if it's your boss, if it's your coworker, like, y'all keep the energy be so different. But as soon as it comes to y'all kids, it's straight disrespect, which it never clicked to me in my head why that happens. Nevertheless, it's your boy, the GoGettah Dré, a little bit of everything podcast, the GoGettah Show, all that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, hit up the comments, let me know how you feel about what was just said, and we out. Later.